Hi, James Little Shop at Hammocks. Today I'm going to show you how to set up an underquilt. This is the newest version of the underquilt, the Toaster, and it will be going on to a right lay Warrior XL, which is what I've got set up behind me. So as I go through, I'll explain some of the new features and show you how to set them up. Awesome. Here. Okay, when you get it, it's going to be pretty much a rectangle, okay? Nothing's going to be adjusted. The way you can tell which end is your foot and which end is your head end is that the foot end has 3 shock cords, okay? 2 in the corners and then 1 in the middle, alright? So this one, right off the bat, the foot, find the foot end of your hammock and just clip it onto your suspension. Your head end, clip onto your head end. Okay. You'll notice that this is a little bit different than other underquilts because the suspension setup is totally different, alright? So from here what I want you to do is the shock cords, if you've got them on your hammock, clip them into your underquilt hooks near your peaks. Like so. Okay. Now this is the head end here. So your end channels are going to be kind of flopping over and you want to tighten them up. On your head end, you don't want to cinch these up too tight because once your body gets in there it's going to spread it out a bit, eh? So, you know, maybe 5 to 6 inches on each edge will do it. Do it on the foot end as well. Now the foot end is probably going to need a little bit more than that, okay? Say 8 inches or so. And also on the foot end is a draft tube, alright? The draft tube, make sure it's tucked in and even, and that's going to help keep the air from being sucked out, or not sucked out, but the air pockets from coming in. Now right off the bat you'll notice that the sides are going to droop a little bit, and that's because the side suspension is in the channel and we don't want to touch that just yet. However, with the hammocks I send out these little connection points for your underquilt. Connect them to the D-rings. On your hammock. Now you don't want these done so they're right sucked up underneath here. You're going to want to leave a couple inches, alright? Just so it doesn't pull your underquilt out of shape a bit too much. Alright, do it on the other end. Other side. Now if you don't have D-rings on your pullouts for your hammock, so you've got a different one, you should be able to clip it through the loops that are provided, or you can actually, if you wanted to, just connect it to your suspension or your tie-out shock cord. Alright, you can kind of figure something out there. Alright, so now we've got it, and it's pretty much got the shape of the hammock here. Now what I want to do is, I know that once we're in this, you're going to fill it out a bit, but I want to bring this the side channel shock cord up just a bit, and it's got adjustments, small cord locks. And I want it just enough that it comes up against the hammock. You don't want to have it too much. If you have this too high, or sorry, well, too tight, what it's going to do is it's actually going to shorten your underquilt, and it's going to want to pull it up. All right, so you just want it a bit. All right, a bit. And let me illustrate that again. If I have it, just kind of wants to stay out there. And now this is the issue with some other underquilts, if you notice, that are just four-corner suspension. You get floppy edges, especially with the heavier underquilts. Okay. Now this one is actually a this is a winter quilt, so we want to make sure that that extra weight is suspended, is held up. I'm going to do it on the other side as well. There we go. Okay. Now right off the bat, I want to check and see how this is. Okay, so this is the foot end. I'm going to go right about the middle. Just see, I want to make sure that if I push down on the hammock, that it comes in contact with the bottom of the underquilt, but I don't want the ends, the main suspension here, to be so tight that as I sit, it actually holds the underquilt so tight up against me that it compresses that down underneath it. You don't want that. I know there's lots of people out there that say that your underquilt, when you set it up, it should lift your hammock right up, and you know what? That's just not the case. It used to be your hammocks were made with such heavy material that you didn't actually stretch through it. Same with the underquilts. The material that they used to use was a lot stronger, like a lot heavier, and that wasn't ideal either. But at the time, that's what they used, right? So now you've got material that's 15 denier, 10 denier, even less, and it has some give to it. So if you sit in it or you lay in it, it's actually, before your suspension actually gives, you'll actually be pushing into that underquilt, and then you squish your down together, and then it's not going to be as warm of a quilt as it's advertised. Okay, so you want it just enough that it just starts. Okay, and this is the foot end, and I know this is the problem area. My quilts are a little bit different than other people's, just simply the way I make them. They're different, and they're bigger. My quilts are bigger. I've had lots of people say, your quilts, the size-wise, are actually closer to the rated sizes that you give, the dimensions, than other people's. You can order a 44 by 77 quilt from somebody else, and it turns out to be a 72-inch by, in some cases, 70 down to, or sorry, not 70, 44 where it should be. They're down to 38 at the foot ends and stuff. Like, you get what you buy. I mean, for me, you get exactly what you're supposed to be getting. Okay. Now the other thing is, with your end channels, you want them just snug enough that it closes up when you're in, and also the extra attachment point here. And I'm gonna grab the camera and show you what's going on here. Allows you to suck up the foot end to kind of get rid of some of the pockets, okay? Alright, I'm going to grab the camera and I'm going to kind of zoom in on a little bit. Okay, so the side channel here, if you look, there's these mini cord locks, and you can actually pull these out and you can tighten that sucker up quite a bit, but you don't want to have it too tight. Like I said, let me zoom in. If I undo it, all of a sudden, and I know with some of the Wookiees and stuff that are out there, and some of those type of underquilts, that people don't like this. It starts to droop out, and you can't really do anything about it. So, there you go, it's sucked up, and you can control that. Alright, so this is the head end here, and you can see I've got a little bit of play here, because as soon as you get in this, your hammock's going to come and fill it out. Now, this is easy to reach out, and this is the big cord lock. You can adjust that, alright, and that will tighten that up. Okay. Any of my newer hammocks now have an extra D-ring attachment, and that's what it's for. It's for these quilts. Alright, to attach onto. Makes it easy. And then the foot end, you can see there's this extra adjustment point. And if I lift up the hammock, let's see, you can kind of see, like, it pulls that that fabric up there. You know, yeah, it's hard for me to point, but you can see how it actually lifts that middle part up, and that helps to get rid of air pockets, air gaps. Okay, and this is easily adjustable. See how that all of a sudden, you can't quite see. Let's lift this up. Alright, you kind of got a good look of what's in there. Alright, now I'm just gonna, and now all of a sudden it lifts that center up and helps to get rid of the gaps. Like, that's very effective. Alright, and when this is pulled up, it means often that you don't have to adjust the corners up too tight, because once you do that, that sort of restricts your lay a little bit. Okay? So this side, it's pretty sucked up to the hammock there, but there we go, and you can kind of see on this one. And I've got a good 2-3 inches there on this length. I don't want this pulled way out, because all of a sudden, yeah, you distort the quilt a little bit too much. But when it's back here, your body is in that quilt, and your body will sort of move it around a little bit. Alright? There you go. And this is a brand new quilt, so I hadn't set it up before, and it went up really easy, right? Anyway, if you have any questions, leave a comment or contact me through my email at littleshopofhammocks@gmail.com. And yeah, that's how you set them up. All right, have a great day.